Hey guys, before I go into the meat and tasty potatoes of the video, I really want to say this for those who won't watch through the whole thing. Firstly, it involves a lot more speaking on my end and I'm not comfortable with that, so I will be using a TTS bot throughout. Sorry for the inconvenience, but you can still watch through if you just want to see my account. Secondly, and most importantly, I really want to hear what your time on Dragalia has been, how much you love it, or just fun memories playing through however long. I will be reading through every comment no matter what because I fucking can. So please, share your story, plus it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I mean, it's great to hear you guys. So, some background. I wanted to make this video because, as of September 27th, I have been playing Dragalia Lost for 3 years, more or less. My current account, funny enough, is actually now 2 years old because I lost my original. And lastly, my YouTube channel has grown to be a whole year since my first actual video of Dragalia Lost on September 28th, when I made the Gala Mime Buff Test Showcase. My favorite video that I've made, to this day, is still the Gala Reborn Poseidon summoning video, even though it still got copyright claimed for Sweet Victory. I thought it was just so entertaining to see how mental I went over finally obtaining him. With all these adventurers you can see on screen here in a moment, there's no way I could sit and explain each one of them, and why I love them, or the story behind my summons for them. We'll see if I'll go a bit more into them later. My flame roster is arguably the strongest of all my elements given how many powerhouses I've summoned for and picked up. Not too surprising as it's my most invested element facility-wise. My water roster is okay. I feel like Tiki and Hunter Ceres are the only major talking points here, that I own anyway. Oh, and of course Dragon Yule Lily, stupid me. My wind roster is interesting, to say the least. A lot of really cute ones I like, but overall as an element, probably my least favorite to play, not carry so hard. I love a lot of these light adventurers, and I really do like to use light as an element, but man, they always feel lacking compared to the others. Shadow. This would be the other contender for my best element with Flame. There's so many good units here, but come on, you all know the star's Gala Alex. Her DPS shred is just so much fun to marvel in, especially now that MG70 is tanky enough to really test her. Here's me showing my entire box by might. You can see Dragon Yule Cleo is the highest base might in the game. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she does. Here's all my Agito weapons. I believe I finished the relevant unbinds for every single one except a light blade and a light mana caster. Now, all my Wyrmprints. I favorited the ones of characters I really liked, as you can see. Then, the rest which aren't completely of note, since they are really just equips for adventurers. I will say, I have only completed my grind on Yule Lily since Dominion farming is pretty pesky and boring, and he was the only one I could auto quickly. You know, looking at all of these Wyrmprints, it reminds me of just how much eld water is consumed for them, and how many you need to do the endgame fights. Sometimes, you just forget how much investment is put in because it's been over such a long period of time. Briefly going over the dragons, you'll see I keep a lot of the limited dupes, yet not often or ever have I really used them. Thanks to this anniversary, I have a good enough dragon for each element in the showcases I like to do, which I found to be a pain when doing for light sometimes.
I'm not used to this manner of festivity.
Here's the alliance I'm in, I guess. This concept really does need an update, but I think it's cute that I get to show off my recent pulls or favorite characters and even dragons in my profile here. It's Mid-Alberia led by Agito DL, if you're curious.
I want you to
My
relax
dragon
in
bonds with my,
presence.
well, dragons. I honestly don't do this as much as I should. I find myself accidentally skipping or forgetting about
I
it
had fallen
daily.
under the spell of black mana, but a young one saved me. They have my eternal gratitude. Hope is the ember of faith, and true feelings are born when one has something they desire.
I knew of your coming.
Now, my facilities. I'd say they are pretty good in investments, but the update that increased drops by, I swear, tenfold in some stages, makes these levels infinitely easier to finish. So, I guess in my next showcases you will probably see that I've maxed everything except the altars or close to that. I'll also add that I don't really consider the Fafnir statue levels in them, because the stat difference feels very insignificant. And yes, I do have a large load of hammers, and I've had over 300 at worst ever since 1.5 anniversary when they gave us, I believe, 600 hammers. For newer players, I recommend trying to take advantage of anniversaries, and save the hammers for when they take over a day. I've heard countless stories from people who started this year about how they have no hammers and can't officially use an entire element because of a pretty large 20 or 30% difference they could have had. I do tend to get extremely lazy with facilities, or grinding in general, so if you ever feel like you procrastinate a lot on this game and finishing anything, you are not alone. It's sometimes comedic that I can't be bothered to even auto the game, and I'll just start looking at some of my character portraits for fun, because I adore the art style. Time to see my items. Because I grinded at a poor time without doubles or half off, my honeys suffered quite a bit. I'm really low on gold crystals and augments because I honestly can't keep up with the demand of new adventurers or mana spirals with how little I farm those kinds of things. In fact, I often use rupees to just move augments from an adventurer I don't use to another to save myself time. It's incredibly stupid of me, but I do it for the showcases, sometimes. I hope we get to sell or trade extra essences from Trials of the Mighty, as I have no purpose for the extras past 70 MC. My stats from Notes. A few thousand since it was introduced isn't too bad, I guess. What I'm more interested in, though, is the encyclopedia. Here, we get to see the adventurers that give me pain, Dragalia is definitely the most agonizing one here, but she's also part of the problem in that I'm missing a lot of limited water units. Wind, overall, I just don't care for. However, I will be dream summoning Kweasallia without question. The only missing light adventure is a general pool, so I'm not too worried here. Shadow is my most complete, with only 1 missing limited, and 3 missing total. I originally did want to dream summon Wyrmprint though. Then, my dragons, which are all mostly completed. It's good to keep in mind dragons tend to stay longer in the meta and contribute more than adventurers. I find it comical that I still can't seem to pull Pazuzu. Finally, I'll show all the galas I've pulled, and they should be in order of obtained too. Now bolstering 21 out of 25, I feel really good about the collection here, and I hope to keep that up come Gala Zephyr and Bahamut releasing in less than 24 hours. Yeah, I recently had to move all my Gala dragons up a notch, so I accidentally left it as page 2. And I guess my collab collection. That should be the end of my account showcase tour. In the end, it's an impressive account that's been built over 2 bloody years, and I love it for how it is, because I grinded and worked my ass off, when I wasn't lazy, to do what I've done, and to make videos on the side here, I think influenced me to finally make it look a bit more presentable. That's partially why I took so long to show it off, because only 2 months ago I had maybe 15 Agito weapons finished, but now it's only 2 away from completion. So to conclude this, here's my idea: if you wish to send me a friend request, I'll accept the first few, but I'm close to the friend limit. In case it wasn't obvious, I really do love Dragalia Lost. I love the character designs, the music, hosts, and boss mechanics. I love the company that brings this game the life it has. I love the community that's built around it, and all the generous people who offered me help in clears, team comps, and general information. And a special thanks to one user in particular for being an absolute legend, Rainbow from the Discord. He knows a scary amount of information on this game, is usually always willing to help newer players, older players, and whatnot with what they need to know. Just don't ask him about his opinion on recovery potency. A huge thanks to Living Like Log for being the man who kept me hooked on the game. A huge thanks to Mike who honestly inspired me to start making videos of my own. A massive thanks to Orthodox and Quit for the content they put out. Orthodox, when he did, for the guides and podcasts and extremely entertaining videos. Quit, who always has a video for new summon banners, his own summons, and especially the more random videos he occasionally posts. Shoutouts to JRao, for the content he uploads and making this small Discord community feel like a second home, chaos and all. To Foundry, Ether, Name Myself, Enixale, C, Junko Inoshima, Moga DX, Eri, and Griffnell I think it's spelled, for making content at any point to where I could watch. To Zappy McCraw, who makes really simple and easy to follow guides for endgame boss fights while also being a really fun guy to talk to. To Xenozillus, who gave me the content creator role for some reason, and having the no fluff analysis, then the endgame boss fight guides which are amazingly edited. To Matt, Sly, and Nick who breathe life into the chats, and moderate. To Luis, for being an actual Looney Tune. To Luke and Skippy, for being incredibly fun to talk to. And finally, to the 2 people who probably do not wish to be mentioned, for sticking with me through so many forms of hell. There are so many other people I would love to mention, but this video can't be 40 minutes long. Trust me, I'm around the community a lot, and I probably have seen you or I do know you. But final thanks to the man who I wish I knew, and has commented on what feels like every video I post for the last several months. Top text, bottom text. You are a legend, man. Life is hard, as it is for everyone, so, even when Dragalia has done fucked everything or makes mistakes along the way, it's hard for me to actually hate the game. It's honestly adorable in so many ways, while being an actual free-to-play friendly gacha to many extents. It gave me a community of which I'm 99% proud to be a part of. Videos that I can watch so much of. Seriously, I'll probably see your video if you post it somewhere in Discord. It gave an escape from my boring, anxiety-filled, stressed-out day-to-day life. So a final thanks to Games, Agito, Dragalia Lost itself, and you guys for watching, talking, and being a part of it. Cheers to another year of adventures.